Welcome to Whips in the Dungeon. I'm Dex, and I know my head is cut off. That's on purpose. I want you to get as close a view as you can. The way we're going to build a tassel style video or a cracker or popper is we're going to take a 9mm stainless steel split ring, and I'm going to hold it up close so hopefully you can see it. I've taken and put a slit in the tip of the fall near the end, and then I took a 9mm split ring and fitted it through that slit. So if you have a signal whip that finished with a loop or even not, you could fit a 9mm split ring through the cracker on a signal whip and do this type of modification to a signal whip, as well as a snake or a bullwhip using this technique. So that's the most challenging thing we're going to do, is put a split ring through the end of the fall. Then we need to build a tassel. So to do that, I'm going to use number 36 mason line, which is thicker than what I normally use for a cracker. And I want it to be about the length of my hand. So I'll put it in the palm of my hand, I'll take a bite, and I'll measure down and I'll cut it. So now it's going to be actually twice the length of my hand. And I'll repeat that until I have 2 or 3 of those. I first built it with 3 and then decided it was too much and built it with 2. So then you're gonna grab it at the bite again, those loops, and we're going to thread that through the split ring, and when it comes out the other side, we're going to open those loops back up, and we're going to reach and grab and pull that cracker back through this. Okay, now obviously when you first do this, it's going to look like that with 2 or 3 of these. This is fluffy because I've thrown it so you could see what it's going to look like as it's thrown. Okay, so we're going to knot it, and as it's thrown, it's going to unravel, and when it unravels, you're going to have this nice big fluffy white cracker or popper to be able to use. And I didn't get it even when I threaded it through there. I'll even it up so that both sides are the same length, but that can easily be adjusted. So when it's pulled through the split ring, it's actually pretty aerodynamic, you know, and it's going to make a nice big fluffy cracker. What can you do with a nice big fluffy cracker? Well, if you're a beginning whip thrower, this is going to give you a huge margin of error as you're working on eye-hand coordination and honing your skills. If you're a beginning whip catcher and you're kind of afraid of the whip and what it's going to feel like, a tassel style cracker is going to be a nice place for you to start. If you're in a situation where you're playing with someone that can't be marked, maybe they have to go to a doctor's appointment or they're a fetish model and they've got a shoot coming up. There's 101 reasons why someone wouldn't want to be marked with a whip but would want to play with a whip. This style tassel cracker is going to give you a huge margin of error. And I'm going to say you could mark somebody with this, but it's really going to be hard to mark somebody with this because there is no knot and it's just nice and fluffy. So there's a lot of pluses and minuses. It's very light. If you're a masochist and you're seeking pain, the pain of the whip and the sting of the whip, then you're not going to be happy with this type of cracker. But for erotic play, if you're playing with someone's chest or breast or their genitals, again, this would be the go-to cracker for erotic play. Okay, and it's easily changed out once you have gone through the struggle of getting that split ring fitted in. The split ring can stay there forever, and you can just change your cracker. I could even use that split ring if I wanted to put on a Lady Sally style cracker or a regular twisted cracker with an overhand knot. I could still use the 9mm split ring to attach any style cracker. But certainly with the Tassel style cracker, that's a nice way to approach that. On the Whips in the Dungeon website, there's a series of photos that show in detail how to do this, or you also have this video to refer to. As always, thanks for watching Whips in the Dungeon.